Just left the grave site for my Uncle Frank. Y'all might see some tears. Y'all might see my eyes not looking right. But baby, just sent my uncle off to heaven. He was a great man. The smile that I have, he had a smile at all times. Life is not nothing to play with. Because we all got to go. We all going to go. So get your life in order, get your house in order, and stop playing. Because God is nothing to play with. Nothing. But before I did that, after we left the funeral, my cousin's car had broke down. And on my way to the funeral, we picked him up, seen him on the side of the road. And after the funeral, I didn't rush. Took him back to his car, made sure it got started, followed him to the service station, which was only 10 feet away, and then followed him 10 miles and a little bit more miles to get to his house. Then headed back because I didn't know how far the family line was to follow my uncle to the grave site, but we was right on time. See, when you're not in a rush, you be always on time. I'm telling y'all, my uncle loved people. It was so many people there because we all have to go this way. We all gonna have to go. My uncle was loved, and he was a genuine person. He loved to fix on cars. A lot of people, back in the days would come. If y'all see where he lived, is the house. He didn't try to live fancy, but he lived with what he had, and he had everything. Land. The house he had is old, but baby, wasn't no storm, did no storm never break it down. Y'all hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I cried, but I love my uncle. That's my daddy's brother. And that's the last brother. And his sister died January the 6th of this year. 18. I'm telling y'all, we gotta love each other. We got to. You can have fun, clean fun, but stay positive. Don't be ratchet. Don't be doing no crazy stuff. So I did make it. Long story short, I made it to the grave site. This said Jesus. I love Jesus. Everybody that's in the chat now, please hit the like button. And please subscribe to my channel and help me get my numbers up. We at a Dollar General. We just came out of the line. My other live was showing where we was at the grave site. All my cousins, which is all his daughters, his grandkids, and grandkids. My uncle was loved. He always had a smile on his face. He would help people. If you would see his land, he got every car that he ever had owned still around his land. It's a beautiful thing. We are blessed. He got cars, old cars, his first cars, tractor, everything still around his house. And maybe tomorrow I might go by there and see it, but baby, our family love us. My uncle was a good man, and it was nothing he couldn't fix on a car or any kind of thing, anything that had a motor. I'm on live, baby, so come on in. I was just telling them about my Uncle Frank. We got 31 people in the chat now. Okay. Tell them thank you for coming in.
Thank you for coming in. We was
my
in the
husband,
woods.
My husband loves me, y'all.
We was in the woods.
He loves me.
Yeah,
And
who's in the woods? She out,
I,
man.
I
I got out of the
restarted.
woods.
I restarted the live. But my uncle was laid to rest today on Resurrection Day. And all of his children that's still alive, he had to bury a son a year ago. But one day I'm gonna take y'all to this house, and I'm gonna talk my cousin into making it as like a museum, cause no one is gonna want to live there. I told him I'll live there.
All right.
I'll live in my uncle's house.
I will.
I ain't ashamed to live in a house that
Uh-huh.
built out of old wood.
Sure
That
right.
house been over 100-some years.
All right.
And when
Stay
you
there.
know, you done came from a good root. My father died, which is my uncle's brother, when I was 5. And to the same graveyard that we just followed all the people to, my father is buried in that gravesite as well. And I know most of his children were small when they was on their way following him, because he was a man that made sure that he was a father to his children. And I'm telling you, his sons, they have everything. They on a good road. They're going to miss their dad. But he taught them well. They got cows. They got everything. And they bale their own hay. They do everything. They got all the equipments to bale their own hay on their own land. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. God is good. God is good. And every last one of y'all that's in here, please subscribe to my channel, because it's taken off. I never had 19 people in my chat, but it's a blessing. And I'm telling you, that's where I've been today. The funeral started at 2 o'clock p.m. Right now it's 5:10. And like I said, I had a cousin. I was on my way to the funeral. Noticed his car was on the side of the road. I stopped, turned around and stopped. And he got in the car with me. And we went on to the funeral. And after that, I took him back to his car and made sure he was all right. And then after that, I followed him 10 miles out the way where I was supposed to be, because my uncle was that type of person. He will help you. And it's in me. I have a good heart. And God do lead and guide me. And I thank God for that. Oh my God. It was just, and then when I left my cousin for making sure he was at home and headed back toward to get in the line where the funeral was taking my uncle to the gravesite, I was nowhere lost behind. I caught up with him right on time. That's how good God is. My uncle was speaking to me through the Spirit. Once he get in his grave, he already is in heaven. Baby, he looked good.
So this like
And he looked good. When you look good in your casket, when you look like yourself, that's when you know you're going to heaven.
still gonna smile, baby.
When you don't look like yourself, after you done passed, and you look terrible, and you hardly be recognized, that's when the devil got you. But everybody that I've seen, some people that they didn't look like themselves. And you don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want to be on your deathbed, your sick bed, and haven't had a chance to ask God for forgiving, and you going to ask God to thank you and rebuke Satan from your life, and you ask God for forgiveness, because God said you ask for forgiveness, He will forgive you. But sometimes when you on your sick bed, you don't get a chance to do that. Or when you get caught up in an airplane or crash or car accident, you don't ever know how it's going to come in, especially when you're living wrong. You have to do right. And that's why I didn't really cry today. It was joyful. I cried the day that I heard about it. I cried. But today was joyful. And the service was nice, and there was so many people there because they knew my uncle. My uncle was a good man. And that means just because I'm a niece, that means it came from the root of how their heart was. Through his daddy, which was my granddaddy, I never got a chance to meet. But the seed, as God was talking about, the mustard seed, you got to have faith. As small as a mustard seed that God would do. And when you talk to God and let him know that you want to know about this and that, and teach you how not to be not unhumble. Like I said, when y'all wasn't hearing me, my husband is a good man, and he loves me. And I would never cheat on him because we have bickering fights, or not fist fight, but I get angry and I might say something out the way, but I ask God for forgiving me. But one thing about it, I'm not going to cheat on my husband. If it came to a point where I know that he's not going to help me 100%, then I have to leave. But that ain't what it is. You still have to be respectful and honor your husband, love him, and he's going to honor you and love you. They might do some things that we don't like, but one thing for sure, if he off from home, he's going to come back and check on his wife, Ruby. He definitely going to do that. So, today has been a blessing day. Every time I go to a funeral, it's because that person is close to me, and it gives us a little bit more enlightenment on what we need to do, because we are going. You see it every time. And there ain't nobody around here can tell you nothing. If you don't seek God's faith, if you don't seek God's word, if you don't seek that God is telling you and leading, guiding you, man and woman cannot do anything. We all have to live through Christ. And you have to put God first. And I thank y'all for being in here today. It's down to 3 that I'm seeing, but it did get up to 20-something. And I thank God for that. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And I thank y'all for tuning in today. And this is not the last that you will hear from me, but you will not hear any more sadness, cursing, swearing. I know I made a couple of videos the other day, but I took it down because it's not my job to curse the devil out. It's my job to let everybody know how good God is. So I thank y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I thank you so, so, so much.